This is Ramped Up.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sean Boyce, and this is Shaun Njovens, and Adam Cheek. And this is our latest edition of Ramped Up. So tonight we're going to start off with a little bit of track and field from Sean. What do we got?
Yeah, of course, Sean. So the Rams actually had two meets this past April. One on April 6th at Williamsburg. It's called the Colonial Relays meet. And on April 6th, which is the second day of the meet, sophomore Ian Davis actually earned the first points of the meet with his performance in the hurdles. He ran the 110-meter hurdles and placed third place with a 14.68 second time.
Wow.
And overall, on April 6th, the Rams ended up winning 31st place with 6 points. Also, a lot of records were broken on that day. Freshman Jacob Greenless recorded 49 meters in the hammer throw, which was his personal best, and that earned him 9th place. And then Begal Harrison, who I've been talking about, and Khalil Shepard both earned personal best in the 200-meter dash, and Begal earned 27th place, and Khalil earned 29th place, which is actually, of all the runners that are running, that's really good. And the crazy thing is, actually, Shepard was only 0.03 seconds behind Harrison, so they were basically neck and neck. And finally, on that day, Devin Bethea sprinted he ran the 100-meter dash and earned a time of 11 seconds, which placed him 34th out of 64 competitors. Now, moving on to April 12th, which was the George Mason Invitational. Shout out Northern Virginia. The Rams, with 50 earned in total, ended up earning 59 points, and that ended up placing them 6th overall out of 17 teams. And again, Begal Harrison showing out. He earned 3rd place in the men's 400 meter, outsprinting 35 other competitors. And his time was 47 seconds, which was another personal best.
Wow, sounds great. What do we got? They got any other events coming up, or are they almost done for the season?
I'm pretty sure they have another event in Charlottesville in about a week or two. And other than that, I think after that, maybe like 1 or 2 more.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, it's good that they're doing well and hopefully building it up. Some good finishes, good personal best. That's always good to hear,
Of course.
Put all that work in the off-season, see it pay off. All right. So, how do we feel about moving on to women's lacrosse?
Yeah, women's lacrosse is slightly improved on the season. They're now 6-8 and 4-2 in the conference, so good conference play on their end.
Slightly improved. They're on a 4-game winning streak, Adam.
They are, and although I will say that their last 4 wins have been very close, so still probably some working room there, but wins are wins, and they're moving in the right direction.
That's right. There is an old saying. It's not how you win, it's just as long as you win. Especially coming in that last W against Davidson in overtime, 13-12. So, they've been having some close games, but, their points per average on the season has been about the same. They've been averaging about 11.21 points per game. So it's nice to see that that's finally coming together, and they've really improved that defense. And with 3 games left in the season, they really have a chance to actually have a winning record in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can basically make or break 500
yeah.
regarding.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be a great way to really good to actually see a VCU team, prosper.
Definitely, for sure. That'd be really nice. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But, it's nice that, they're 2-2 at home, and they have 2 home games left. The last one's going to come against the University of Massachusetts the Sunday, the 22nd. So, Rams, if you have a chance to go out and support your team, nothing else to do on a Sunday. Hopefully, it'll be good weather. So, especially in A-10 play, that's always nice to see.
Yeah, and then Saturday against George Mason, you have an in-state rivalry kind of closing off the season.
Yeah, I tell you what's really nice. Now we're at the end of the season. Sky Hyatt leads the team with 45 points, although on the season she has about 80-some shots, so about half the time she's shooting, she's scoring. But I tell you what's an even more impressive stat is Karan McTarish. She has 32 points on the year on only 34 shots. So every time she shot, she's only missed 2 of those. So I don't know.
Wow.
Do they feed her the rock more as we're going towards the end of the season?
Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah. Sean, do you have any thoughts on that?
If she's getting points, then she should definitely be the one playing.
I don't know, definitely. It'd be interesting to see if they let her open up a little more or just let her keep going on her game. But maybe the team should follow suit and definitely getting that scoring average up. All right, so how about a little tennis, between the white lines?
Yeah, and men's, you guys want to start with men's tennis?
Yeah, men's tennis sounds great.
So they're 13-9 overall. They're keeping consistent. They're undefeated in the conference. Their last 2 games or matches, they won against George Mason, shut them out 4-0, but lost to Virginia Tech 6-1.
It's a tough one. Virginia Tech's a good tennis school.
And they are 11-4 at home, so that's one of the important things there, being good at home, which it seems like a lot of the VCU teams are excelling at.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Well, all right, so actually they're going to have their last game coming up. It's going to against Washington and Lee, and after that it's on to the A10 tournament. Tennis season, I feel, comes by quicker every year, especially around this time when the weather starts getting nice. Yeah, but what is it? Let's see. Inigo Torre Martin leads the men's team with a 16-6 record. So that's pretty nice. The singles isn't too bad. Doubles, not a winning record, so that's tough to always see. But you try to build and you try to recruit and get some more of these international stars to come stateside. All right. So how about those ladies? How are our Lady Rams tennis doing?
They are 13-5, so about as good as the men's team, if not better, or better considering percentage-wise.
Definitely.
They are undefeated in the conference as well, and they lost to William & Mary 7-0, but they rebounded right back to shut out James Madison 4-0.
Well, that's always nice, and they also beat the University of Richmond 4-3, so defending home turf in that battle for the city. U of R is also a big tennis school, so especially as one as prestigious as the Spiders.
And William & Mary has proved to be pretty tough. I believe the men's tennis team lost to them a week or 2 ago.
They did.
And, but James Madison was obviously an easy win for the women's team.
It's always good, you go out there, get to really work your system, really work your shots, pick and choose, and always good to come up with a dub, especially in that fashion.
Yeah. But
I tell you what, let's see what else we got. So in the ladies, unfortunately, U of R was their last game of the season, so now they're going to move into A10 tournament play. So hopefully they're going to make a run and add to the long tradition of VCU women's tennis. So let's see. Paulo Delgado for the women's team, she's led the singles with a 15-9 record, so that's always good to see. Hopefully she can pass down some of that winning streaks down onto her other players coming into this tournament. All right, boys. What other sports we want to go on to today?
How about you talk about some baseball?
Yeah.
Baseball. Love a little bat ball.
Yeah. You guys want to kick us off?
Yeah, for sure. All right, so the men's team just finished with a 14-3 win over University of Maryland, the Terps as it is. And before that, they lost, unfortunately, to St. Bonaventure's conference game 3-2. But let's see, they're 24-13 on the season, which is a nice record, so it's always good to double your losses in that sense. 8-4 in the conference, 15-5 at home here in Richmond.
Yeah, that's always good to hear.
Definitely. And then they're splitting on the road, though, 7-7, although it's always tough road games in baseball.
Yeah.
So you try to get what you get.
And St. Bonaventure is still probably one of the better teams in the conference.
Oh,
and
definitely.
they won both games of a doubleheader last Friday.
Yep.
And then they lost on Sunday, but taking 2 out of 3 is always a plus when coming out of the series.
Yeah, you'll take that. Take that any chance you get. But, yeah, let's see. And there's 18 games left in the season, so baseball is quickly, well, not so quickly coming to a close, but we're going into the final stretch. I'd say probably the halfway mark.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we've had some nice quality wins against Virginia. I believe we're going to face Virginia again, if I'm not mistaken. So if we can get 2 dubs on the Cavaliers, that'd be nice. Get some rankings maybe. Another interesting little stat here is we have 4 players with 3 runs in that last game against the Terps for that 14 score. We had Lamb, Brown, Lacey, and Willett, each scoring 3 runs out of 14. So it's nice to have it's the points spread out between players, but also you have guys who can carry and really score. Let's see.
Yeah, Paul Witt's hitting 338 and has 30 RBI and 47 hits, all team best or team leading stats. And pitcher Connor Gillespie is 6-1 with a 1.34 ERA and has 70 Ks on the season.
Definitely, that's always good to hear. And let's see, Lamb is leading the team right now with 27 runs, and he's also tied for the team for home runs at 2, and they have 8 overall in the season. So hopefully they'll add a little more to that. I mean, it's really nice. The Rams have 194 runs this season with 146 against, so they're definitely beating, when they beat their teams, they beat them by a nice large margin. And just for Lamb improving with these 27 runs, and he's really grown this system. He's now improving upon 18 runs from last year. And then also, let's see, I mean, VCU baseball has always been good, but the fact that we're already almost to our home win total. Last year they had 19. This year we have 15. So we're really killing it at home this year.
Yeah, and St. Louis still leads the conference. They've pretty much led it all season. They're 11-1 in conference, nearly undefeated, but I believe we took at least 1 out of 3 for 1 out of 3 in a series they played a few weeks ago. So St. Louis and VCU still kind of neck and neck there.
It's going to be a tough one. Definitely going to come down to the end of the season, see who gets in. Well, yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else for VCU Sports related?
No, that looks like pretty much everything I've got.
All right. What do you think about the chances of that U of R player who just got kicked off the team for team misconduct or violating team rules? What do you think the odds are he comes to VCU, comes across the river, comes across town, real Richmond?
I think you could probably get pretty good odds to that, considering pretty much the same city. It's not that far, and VCU's basketball program, its legacy is pretty huge draw.
Definitely, I would hope so, especially because he is a Richmond native after all. I mean,
Didn't he win? He was a Player of the Year in Henrico High School, right?
yeah, man, won a state championship there. With the old Warriors.
That's something that we need, a point guard that can lead.
Definitely. I mean, you think there's definitely a spot for him on the team if VCU does extend an offer?
I mean, we're losing Johnny, and as of right now, I really don't know if we have an actual true point guard. And actually being the Rookie of the Year at Richmond, I feel like he'd be a perfect fit for VCU Rams.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think, Adam?
Yeah, and considering we're losing at least a couple people, and unproven freshmen or sophomores, whatever it may be, you want a proven player. And
I mean, he's definitely
someone
proven. I
who's
mean, he
excelled,
started the past 2 seasons, so he definitely has a little bit of experience under his belt running the offense and winning and learning from his losses. So that's always good. All right, so how about we extend it on to a national level? So what's going on with our playoffs? We're in the midst of NBA and hockey playoffs.
We are. Yeah.
Well, I would say that these NBA playoffs, even though they just started, I can already tell they're about to be a crazy one.
Really?
Well,
Why?
Even though I'm very sad, my Wizards, I don't know if they're going to win. Toronto Raptors, they're just too deep. It's DeMar DeRozan, Kyle Lowry, Serge Ibaka. I really don't know if John Wall and Bradley Beal can hold, and Otto Porter can hold the Wizards up to just defeat that. Because their big three, I can't even lie, is just better than our big three. But hopefully we bring it back home and we can get that home court advantage, get a win, get a 1 win, and then we have another game, I think, in 4 days after that next game.
Mm-hmm.
So get another win and then tie the series up 2-2 and then just have it go from there. But the next game at home is very big for the Wizards.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. What do you think the Wizards are missing right now? What is there a player that you would think would really fit in?
I think the main thing that they are missing right now is they really are knocking down shots.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I was watching the game yesterday, and I've never really seen this. It's almost like John Wall was almost like a little scared.
Really?
And usually he's like, even though he was still leading the team, it's almost like at one point he was almost intimidated because they were down by almost, I think, 20 at one point.
Jeez.
And he almost seemed intimidated and almost doubtful. But
Mhm.
I know when John Wall goes back home, he's going to do what he does. Hopefully we get back gang sign John Wall, you know what I'm saying? And he does his thing, and we get the dub.
I hope so. That'd be nice to see the Wizards go ahead and get it. It seems like they have a tough run in the playoffs, and definitely overall as a franchise, it's been a tough one. But you got anything to say on it?
Well, I mean, it looks like the two powerhouses are definitely, kind of on the decline. Cavs and Warriors haven't seemed as, as top-notch as they have.
Yeah, it's dominant.
This year it's like the Rockets, and then the East is pretty much kind of a crapshoot at this point.
Really?
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, and I mean, I had the Rockets winning it all, but someone could come through. I mean,
Interesting.
anyone like the Sixers could make a run.
Not the Golden State Warriors?
I think they could, but I think the Rockets are going to beat them in 5 or 6
I
in
believe.
the conference finals.
Yeah, I believe in the Rockets. James Harden this year, he's just got something to prove, and with Steph Curry out,
Yeah.
I don't know if he is going to be back by the time they do end up playing, but if he isn't, then that's a huge liability because that means James Harden. Well, 1, that's just way less points,
Mhm.
and 2, that's just more points that James Harden can score.
Yeah.
Because
That's true. I don't know. Could you have someone like Kevin Durant from the Warriors take over and guard James Harden, guard his own old Oklahoma City teammate?
I know Kevin Durant is very good at defense, and he did lead the league in blocks at one time.
Mhm.
But James Harden is just an offensive juggernaut, and I just don't think that. To be honest, in my opinion, there's no one in the league that can actually really guard him.
Yeah.
He can do his way with anybody.
That's interesting.
He dances with the ball.
He does dance with balls for sure. I don't know, but I think it's just definitely interesting. I feel he can't be stopped. I could be mistaken here, but I believe in their last game, against Oklahoma City. Westbrook did a good job of defending him, but Westbrook is a freak of nature, great
Yes, he
athlete.
is.
So and he's definitely very intense on defense. He'll definitely get in your head. That's for sure. Do we got any picks for Eastern Western Conference? Who's going to go to the championship?
My bracket had the Rockets and the Cavs, and the Rockets winning in probably 5 or 6.
Wow.
Mine has, to be honest, in the East, I really don't have someone like going out because I really don't have that much faith in the Cavs this year. I don't have faith in the Cavs, but I have faith in LeBron, and hopefully he does his thing. But as of right now, I could actually really see even the 76ers beating them in 7.
Really? That's interesting. I don't know. I think I got Golden State. I think they're going to pull out in the West. And then I think in the East, you're going to see Toronto established as probably they were the number 1 seed for coming into this. And we'll see if that young team can get some experience on their belt in the playoffs. So I think we want to touch on hockey briefly. Quick little recap.
Very quickly, the Golden Knights swept the Kings last night. Very impressive run for the expansion team in their first year. First playoff series was a sweep. You have most of the series are pretty competitive. The Sharks can sweep the Ducks tonight. But other than that,
sweeping season.
Pretty much every other series is right now 2-1. The Capitals facing a huge challenge from the Blue Jackets. They won in overtime last night, and pretty much every series seemed to be clear cut, but now it's not.
All right, we got any picks? Who do you think's going to win it all?
I have the Predators over the Caps in 6 games.
Wow.
I gotta go with the Caps.
You know what? I'm going to go bold pick here. The Penguins, Sidney Crosby. Don't matter who they play.
Very true. Yeah, we've seen that too many times to doubt them.
All right. Well, it seems we're almost out of time here. So once again, I'm Sean Boyce.
I'm Shaun Njovens.
I'm Adam Cheek.
And this is Ramped Up. Tune in next week.
See you later.